It's Tuesday, and you know what that means. It is IndyCar night on iRacing. Hello again, everyone. I am Gary Gotzo, and welcome to P1's broadcasting signature presentation of Round 5, Week 5 of Season 3 of the 2025 IndyCar Oval Series. Tuesday night top split presented by Topia Systems. As tonight we come to you from Kansas Speedway. Joining me in the booth tonight, it's just LGN, Luis Gonzalez Nunez. And Luis, I normally say IndyCar when it races at nighttime. Nighttime is the right time for IndyCar. I'm seeing not a lot of people are very happy with night race here at Kansas for this season. Very hard to pass. Once you get on the bottom, the old IRL line tends to control all here.
Yeah, sure. It's Las Vegas, Kentucky, no, maybe no.
The old one, maybe.
Also too. Yeah, a little bit, but not really,
yeah.
The main one. But definitely
Chicagoland here, yeah.
Chicagoland also too.
Yeah.
It's a big one too. But here, it's gonna be a pack race. Really, check the schedule, sorry, the result from the first three yesterday with the draws. So far, they have 9 winners in 2 days. Estrada won the 10:15 p.m. and Miguel won the first one. So all of them won by just small margin between the first and second. So basically, we've already talked about and it's not like people don't know, but we know the first when you make the pole, gonna be a good run for the end. So this is gonna be a good thing in there. I'm gonna say hi to Terry, long time friend in iRacing, really good guy. So good to see you here around in iRacing again, and IndyCar actually.
All right, so we'll get tonight's starting lineup as we are lining up right now on pit road, getting ready to go racing for 80 laps. Normally we do 75. We're going a little bit longer this year.
Nice.
And on the pole, the man that has over 1,200 official iRacing wins now and has kind of dominated the week with 9 wins so far here at Kansas is Brandon Trost, the king of the heels. He is sitting on the pole at a speed of 220.5, and just behind him by a hair, and I mean a hair, is a 3-time and reigning Elite Racing League Warriors for Peace Series IndyCar champion, 220.493. Adriano Pinero lining up on the outside of row 2. Mason Mitchum and T. Rich on row 2. Casey Povolonis and Mitch on row 3. Beto Sousa and Fazaro on row 4. Trey Shadid and Clindy back on row 5. Vitor and Edwards back on row 6. For Porty and Ponto on row 7. Second in the points, Antonio Estrada and Crash Neon in row 8. Ty Quilla and Wetz on row 9. Gilson and Lee in row 10. Watch Lee. He loves these drafting races. First timer on the top split, Eberhardt and Reimer on row 11. Fortson and Bandera on row 12. And that is our 24-car lineup here. Getting ready to take the green next time by.
I gotta say, this is another back race we saw yesterday in IRSA. The back race with Rick Raybon won the race in the last in turn 2 actually. When he won the turn. Well, he won the race actually.
He won the race
yesterday and there. So my memory is really short actually from today.
Getting ready to go green as Tues goes right to the bottom of the racetrack on the apron. And he takes a commanding lead. He has been studying what to do all week as he has got himself a big lead through 1 and 2 down the back straights. But then we see Pinero get a big run as we are fanning out 3 wide, a little bit further on back down to the bottom. It goes Tues into turns 3 and 4.
Oh, Mason Mitchum got a little bit sleep in the restart, and they almost have a wreck by accordion in the back with Beto Souza. Also, Chadid also getting almost contact in the main straight, and the main line or straight line. You know what I'm talking about? Yeah. Right. My God. Woof.
Down the back stretch, it is side by side, Pinero and Tues. T. Rich has joined him. He is staying above the white line for the time being. And I tell you, if Pinero and Fazaro goes purple that time by, if Pinero can somehow get alongside Tues and pin him down underneath that white line, he could do that. There's no rule that says he has to let him back up.
Yeah, but he used the apron. But you know, Pinero is not like this.
No.
We know him. I am not like this because I don't want the people to do something like that with me. But all of these guys on front do that stuff. But it is hard. If you're thinking about it, you have a chance, yeah, sure. But in the real life, it was counted with one hand. You see the people use the apron in one race. And in IRL, they don't use too much. But if it's in real life, it's really tough to think about it. Use the apron to, like a Randall Tues is doing, did. I'm just gonna do it next time by, actually.
Riding with our defending series champion, Kyle Clinworth. And that pink car just ahead of him down to the left. That is Tanner Richards. He is your points leader right now in the Oval Series here on iRacing.
I think the best stuff for the show is don't have don't cautions and just define the race or finish the race by green flag. That's gonna be an exciting race because we're gonna see a strategy and stuff. Because this situation, this panorama we see now, it's like it's gonna be for 80 laps. But if we have a precaution, it's gonna be more excited to see the pit stop, the braking points, and all that stuff. Also, the exit on the pit road here is not really easy. It's really tough. It's a little bit sharp also in the exit, so you can lose the car easily if you don't be awake on the adjustment. Yeah, it's close to 3-way over there.
Gilson getting really close to Eberhardt. Put the camera on Eberhardt because he is up 9 spots already. The 12th spot. He started 21st, almost shotgun on the field, and we are all piled up in the back.
Yeah, it's coming everyone on the back. Estrada almost on Gilson. I don't know which line I want to prefer.
Bottom.
But if you want, if you want to survive, bottom for sure. But if you wanna gain position, you have to go into middle to high for sure.
Yeah. Mitchell already falling back now. He started up front in 6th. He's now down 7 spots. He's back to 13th right there. The track racer, Dallara. And our second in points in this series is right below him. That is Antonio Estrada. He has already one win this week at Kansas. Oh, Logan Edwards skirting and cradling part of the apron and the racetrack. You don't want to do that. That will loosen your car up.
Oh.
For Porty, the mailman is sending it once again. He's up 8 spots on the high side. Pizarro up 5 spots. He has now joined the lead group. Pizarro also has a teammate in the lineup. They have very similar liveries. Actually, there's 3 of that style car in there, so we'll be watching them get together. Number of teams in the lineup right now, in the starting lineup. And Eberhardt is now moved up to 5th. We're seeing some people in the lineup normally we don't expect to see from the IndyCar community, joining us in the IndyCar community here on the Tuesday Night Top Split. Class C trucks are at Gateway, and frankly, I do not blame you if you're a Class C truck driver, why you might want to try an IndyCar at Kansas rather than Class C trucks at Gateway.
No, I think so. I don't. Well, iRacing and Xfinity in Gateway, and it's not fun actually. So maybe it's a little more fun in tracks and Gateway, but yeah.
And 3 wide for Porty, Clindy, and Eberhardt. Question in chat asked the lowest I rating in this race. You might be able to look that up for me, Lewis, but I do know that Eberhardt is the only B license in this race. Everybody is at least an A license, or at most an A license. We do not have any pros in the lineup tonight.
So yeah, the answer is 3.6 for the 24 car, Thiago Bandeira. That's his 3.6 now today.
And the strength of field for this race is a 44.91. We watch a little bit further on back. IndyCar ran here from 2001 to 2010 and has not returned since. That is an utter crime because many of the closest finishes in IndyCar history happened here and also at Chicagoland. Ooh, Logan Edwards getting squeezed to the top of the racetrack. Mason Mitchum in the Rocket Pop livery getting really close on that one. And looks like Estrada has worked his way up to the front now. Second in points, and he's now ahead of Tanner Richards, his chief rival in the points championship. And that is a good time to bring up the points. Here they are. Hopefully I got those points right. I keep forgetting, am I updating them or not? No, that's not the correct one.
I don't like the way Daniel is going high and then return to the first line. It's like when you're going to the highway and you want to pass three lines without use the blinking. It's like look at that, 2.5.
Yeah,
he stay high.
Yeah, yeah, and now he cuts back down across. Yep. And he'll get if he's not a regular IndyCar driver, he's probably frustrating many of the IndyCar drivers in the lineup by doing that because that kind of makes him a little unpredictable. But he goes on the outside now of Fraporti. Fazaro kind of putting a little bit of an aero block on both of them at the moment. Fazaro then comes back down to the bottom. Brandon Trost is your leader. Over 1,200 wins in his iRacing career now.
Oh,
we got a lot of twitching there. Yeah. That's kind of what I'm talking about. You got to be predictable because these cars dart around very quickly, and it doesn't take much to catch a little bit of a winglet, a little bit of a wheel, and all of a sudden you're spinning, and a bunch of other cars are spinning with you too. And I'm sure that is going through Tanner Richards' head right now. Your points leader does not want to get a bad finish here. Same thing for Antonio Estrada. And again, I'll bring those points up. Here are the updated points. It is T-Rich, Estrada, Clindy, your top 3. Trost, Nick Sadiqa not in the lineup tonight. Matt Hollenbaugh not in the lineup. Pizarro, Spice, Fraporti, and Crash Neon. A lot of those guys are in the lineup. That is your top 10.
I have a question in chat. It said if we have about that stuff, about if we have 10 teams in this race with more than 3 drivers. I know Clendy, Quilla, over here. No,
Estrada. You could have if Rogue Racing had all their drivers in the lineup. You would normally see in a race like this, you would see Jacob Collins, who's not here. You would see Brian Campbell, who's not here. They could have as many as 5 in some cases, and then that doesn't include any teams they might be working with. In the case of Rogue Racing, they also work with Satellite Racing and also work with Indy Alliance. You could have as many as 8 or 9 cars that are all working together throughout the entire field. There are no teammate limits here.
Like I remember in my time, we have 5, 6 cars in one split. Sometimes it's good to have too many, and sometimes, mostly time, it wasn't good. Because the other guy is slow, and it's slow you. But, for example, Glendy, Quila, Estrada, they have almost the same level. So they have at least nobody slowed down somebody. But it's sometimes like awkward when you're a little more faster than one, and you want to try to make the pass, and this, nope, they can't. They make it more difficult for you.
Riding with Elijah Gilson, and he is attached a rocket to the back of his car. He is up 12 spots right now to the front as Eberhard has taken the lead, or at least racing side by side. Gilson has been following that bottom line down to the apron, has been moving up slowly, spot by spot. But now we have a battle at the front between Brandon Trost, who's someone with a ton of starts in these cars, and Daniel Eberhard III, a driver making his first appearance here at the Top Split broadcast.
It's like the quote is nothing to lose. That's the quote over here. He gonna try it, and he tried pretty good to be close, very close on Brandon Trost. Look at that. Make the pass, squeeze him on the first line, like he gonna try to do it now. Nope, no, you don't want it. But 2 laps ago, he did, and he squeezed him and the front 3 before entry to the apron.
The qualifying track record here is held by Thomas Schechner. That track record still holds to this day, 218.5. The career IndyCar wins leaders here, Dan Wilden and Scott Dixon, each with 2. If you enjoy P1's coverage of the IndyCar Oval Series Tuesday Night Top Split presented by Topia Systems, and you respect the stream, please do us a solid. Make sure you support us by subscribing. And while you're at it, don't forget to smash like and click the bell so don't miss it on future P1 iRacing broadcasts. Side by side off of 4, down to the grass once again. Brendan Trost on this outside being flanked by Eberhard. And right behind him is Fazaro. And now here comes Fraporti again, and T. Rich mounting another charge.
So, it's getting close. I know it's night race, but for sure the tires, in some point, it's not gonna be lose the grip. The thing is, it's gonna reheat it, the tires, and when you reheat the tires, sometimes the tires not have a look at that, it's getting make it bump draft on cross, Daniel. Is when you reheat the tires, it could be a problem when you want to, first of all, when you want to make the pass, or maybe you try to follow, like Daniel is doing now. Look at that.
Yeah, do not bump draft in these cars. Do not bump drafters. There are people that believe they can do it, and I advise against it. We're riding out the back gearbox view. Brandon Trost. And here comes Eberhard getting a head of steam through the draft. Down to the apron at the grass, and he gets right up there, and he's going to pinch him down to the bottom.
You know what? Okay, if we're thinking about dirty stuff, he can do this. He can go into the apron with Brando, follow the side-by-side, and he cut the first road, or the first line, and don't leave Brandon Trost to coming up like this.
Like this, yeah. He can hold the white line if he wanted to, and he gives himself a wide arc.
Did you realize something? He crossed the line first. If you see the standing now in the standing iRacing, you cannot see it for sure, but he crossed the line by 0.000. So basically, he have a chance to win the race if he can do that stuff in the last lap for sure.
The yellow-orange car, Adriano Pinero, Over 700 iRacing wins to his credit. Oh, he wanted to cut down. Fazaro got a nose there. We're side by side off the corner. Now Pinero goes to the bottom of the racetrack. He's going to follow Trost on through.
Yeah, the problem is how about Daniel over there, and he want to make it just the blocking. So we are maybe 10 to go on 9 to go
for pit stops. Yep, you're all right. Yeah. You're absolutely correct. Now I have the weather up here. It's 81 degrees on the track temperature. The track temperature is not very hot. What do you think the state of the tires are in terms of tire degradation? Do you think somebody maybe comes in and just goes fuel only and doesn't try to go with tires? Does it really matter at this point?
No, you have to make the change, because the pit stop, the entry and the exit of pit stop. First of all, your entry, you have to brake, and for sure you're gonna block in the tires. That's first win, the first stop. And the second stop is when you exit, the car is super loose. It's basically exiting ice. So if you wanna exit faster, you have to use the tires, your new compounds for sure.
Oh, Vitor Guillermi, look at a rocket ship on the bottom underneath. Antonio Estrada getting in the draft of the mailman. They're side by side at the line, and move Vitor, the leader energy delivery, up the P7. And he's going to turn underneath his countryman. Two Brazilians side by side, followed by a Mexican. Then we got Gilson down low. International lineup here.
I don't know what is more dangerous, isn't it, the front with Daniels and Trost and Pinheiro and also Fusaro over there, or Gibson, Rapporti. Yeah, it's kind of crazy there.
You kind of got to see where some of these drivers that are regulars in the series with some of the higher I ratings are kind of hanging out. And we see Clindy kind of in the mid-pack on the high line. Trey Shadid, pretty much the same thing back there. Ty Quilla also hanging out in the back. Dave Mitchell went to the back.
So Pinheiro passed the line. He won the line. So he won the line by 0.009. So to be honest, it's no OP the first line. It's just you have to be close.
Eberhardt was thinking about taking it 3 wide, 4 wide in the corner. Almost.
That's a contact, no?
Almost clipped Pinheiro a little bit. Eberhardt losing a little bit of momentum. He's now back to 4th. Tanner Richards getting a beat on him. Here comes Vitor in 6th. Speaking of Vitor, this is the racetrack that almost got the lone win for Vitor Meira in the Indy Racing League. He lost out to his teammate Buddy Rice back in 2004. So I would say this racetrack is pretty decently nice to people named Vitor. I think Vitor Meira is easily one of the, him and Raul Boisel, and there's a handful of other IndyCar drivers, some of the best all-time IndyCar drivers never to get a win.
Oh, Tanner Richards coming now.
Tanner Richards coming to pit road right now, and he is going to attempt the undercut. He wants to get in before everybody else. I'm trying to get the camera on him, but that's how fast things are happening. There he is. He's on pit road right now. Let's see if he comes down and gives... he just blinked out. Okay, now he's back. And let's see if he gets down to full service.
Oh, everybody have to wake up with all this pitted in, pitted out, or microphone announcer. Oh, Daniel, my God. Man.
Tanner Richards, our points leader, down and away, opted for new tires. Meanwhile, back up front, we still have that 4-car dogfight between Pinheiro, Trost, Eberhardt, and Fazaro. At some point, these guys are going to have to come to pit road too. And I think, personally, I think Tanner's trying for the undercut here.
Oh, keeps on black flag, and Trost is coming. Oh no! Piñero's out. He have a contact with Daniel. Oh no! Oh my God!
Let's see what happened.
And Piñero have a middle flag.
Yeah, coming off the corner. Gilson has a black flag, but coming off the corner here. And Gilson was there, and Gilson kind of held his line. Adriano kind of came down on him and slides to the inside wall. At least that's kind of what it looked like from my point of view. And unfortunately, an unforced error.
I didn't know you have a caution.
Oh, Gilson! Eberhardt is around, and we are under caution.
Yeah. So Fusaro slowed down. Daniel didn't realize he's somebody on front. He crossed. He came this car jumping. It was David Mitchell. And Brandon Trost unlucky again.
Oh, wow. And Mitch, Mitch does a barrel roll.
And you know what? He's the lead. Victor, Adriano, and Clendy on front.
Watch this from Dave Mitchell's point of view, as everybody's going to come to pit road. And again, you need to be aware of the closing rates in these cars. And I don't think Eberhardt was prepared for the car in front of him to kind of, I don't know if it was not announced or whatever, but he come into pit road, he was not prepared for that. And just he lets off the acceleration. And there you see a perfect barrel roll for Dave Mitchell, unfortunately.
It's something with Daniel. He lost a lot of positions. Oh, he have a contact with Piñero for sure. And then he slowed down.
And we won't be able to see the driver inputs on the replay here, I don't think. But watch as he sees the car in front of him start to slow down. And he gets on the binder. It's like, oh, man, here comes the closing rate. And he tries to go up just a little bit. But by that point, he went up too high already. It was already too slow. And then everybody else at 220 plus at that point, coming off the corner into the back of him. And he is around, and he is done.
You know who is done? I don't want to say it's done, but it's still in contender for something. But Clendy is a lead.
Yes.
And because the pit stop is Trost is in 20th now.
Yeah, Trost and Richards are going to get the wave around. There you see Trost and Richards. There's Richards, there's Trost. But Clendy is behind them by 3 cars, so they're going to get the wave around here right now. That is an IndyCar rule. There's another car. I think Gilson is getting the wave around. Gilson got the black flag coming to pit road. So he got a 40-second. Yeah, he got a 40-second hold, unfortunately.
So that's why we're talking about Piñero. That's why all of these big names around the iRacing, IndyCar community, don't race today, actually. So for the same reason, to somebody came do this unnecessary touch and lose the race and going on the almost last. No, we don't have fast repair, Paula. Actually.
No fast repairs, but they do have tire limits here in the Indy Fix Series or in the Indy Oval Series. They have 3 sets of tires, 1 in the car, 2 in the pits. The pit window, that might be an older question there, but the pit window typically is right around this point. You go about 45 laps, a little bit more if you could save fuel. Obviously, you saw some people saving fuel. They didn't have to come to pit road as early. So these guys are good to go to the finish now. Clendy, your leader for Porty, the mailman, second. Vitor, third. Our second in the points. Antonio Estrada, El Patron, he is fourth. And Tristan Fortson is fifth. That is your top 5. Green flag, back underway.
Good livery for Mason Mitchell with red, blue, and white. Look like the Domino's car. You already
Mason
mentioned
Mitchum,
many times, but yeah.
Yep. It does remind me of the Domino's Hot One. Kind of reminds me of the Rocket Pop that you used to get from the Ice Cream Man. Every kid that's bought ice cream from the Ice Cream Man knows the Rocket Pop. Oh, contact on the backstretch, and that is contact between Estrada, and I think Estrada has lost one of his front wings, and this is not good for the guy who is second in points, and that was contact. Who was that with?
With Vitor. But Vitor, I think so Estrada, I don't know, man. Both of them went to the other side.
That's also an unforced error, and that could be music to the ears of Tanner Richards. And now we're wrecking behind. Matthew Ponto into the wall. We're caution, and it's a big wreck. Oh, and Tanner Richards is in it.
Oh no, Estrada.
Estrada dodged a major bullet. Flash Neon in it. Matthew Ponto in it. Fazaro is in it.
7 cars out. 7 cars involved in this thing. 8 people with middle flag, sorry.
We have the whole bottom portion of the standings is lit up like a Christmas tree with the meatball, and we're going to see where this happened and where this started. And I think it kind of started in the neighborhood of Estrada trying to stay up high but it got really crowded. Then there's Stephen Lee is involved.
It's too many.
Go back a little bit further, see what happened. So Estrada's trying to stay out of the way. And I think Crash Neon kind of comes up and gives Stephen Lee a little bit of a kiss. Again, the closing rates. Ponto. How Provolonis gets through. Wetz doesn't make it through. Provolonis is the only driver that made it through that mess. Let's go back and watch from Provolonis' point of view.
And also Brando Trost, you have to check too. Nice break.
Here's Provolonis' point of view. He needs to go buy himself a lottery ticket. He got himself a Phantom X, but he got no contact. Let's go take a look from Brandon Trost's point of view. And I think Brandon was lucky because he was on the bottom and everyone went up. Watch this. Yeah. Great avoidance there. Wow. And now that really changes a whole lot of things as Estrada is able to come to pit road, get a new front wing. And he's going to finish ahead of Richards. Richards is on pit road right now trying to get some repairs done, so maybe come out and make some laps and maybe pick up a spot or two before this race ends. But Clindy's still the leader. If you enjoy P1's coverage on the iRacing IndyCar Oval Series Tuesday Night Top Split presented by Topia Systems, and you respect the stream, please do us a solid. If you're unable to donate to the broadcast, please do the next best thing. You can support us by subscribing, and while you're at it, don't forget to smash like to help that algorithm and click the bell so you don't miss out on future P1 iRacing broadcasts. Topia Systems is the presenting sponsor of the Tuesday Night Top Split here on P1. Topia is where quality and affordability go full throttle. From custom rigs to powerful pre-builds, Topia System delivers top-tier performance without all the sticker shock. Built with premium parts and backed by a team that cares, every system is tuned for gaming greatness. Topia Systems, built right, priced right, game on. To learn more and get your own Topia system, check out the links in the description. If you like what you see here tonight, graphics-wise, this is a Topia Systems. They do a great job. If you like that same type of quality, give them a shout. Coming to the green flag this time by, it is Clindy. It is the mailman for Porty. It is Fortson now up to third. Bandera, a name that we haven't even talked about. He started shotgun on the field. He is fourth, and Tracy Shedid is fifth. Green flag coming to lap 58. Here we go one more time. Oh! Oh, Frapporti took Fortson all the way to the wall. And now the top three is kind of split away because Tracy did Tyquilla side by side down the backstretch. Also back there is Beto Sousa. Now Antonio Estrada is also in that group as well. He is in the back there. He's probably going to be taking it easy at this point. Also back there, Brandon Trost.
Trost gonna come in strong. Sorry, I have mute. Now I can
that was the most compelling commentary ever. Thank you. Brandon Trost, 225.8 in the draft. Purple lap.
So now it's going fast. It's gonna come in the front, but the problem is, what else after that? They have a lot of people that want to win the race and have a lot of expectation. Like, for example, Forson is over there, Frapporti, but Clendy didn't want to use the apron. So be careful up there with the Trost.
And there we have, I think that's Chris Wetz on the apron, still making some laps. He has looks like he's been DQ'd, unfortunately.
Yes, it is.
If Clendy can get a little help there, Tyquilla is his teammate. That is that green car on the high side, taking it 3 wide through 1 and 2. If he can get to the 6 of Clendy, our leader, he might be able to help protect him. Whoa, going below the white line on the backstretch. That is
Reimer.
Art Reimer, yeah.
Reimer, yeah.
Oh, Trost! Oh! He had the roll out of it. Here comes Logan Edwards on the high side with a head full of steam. The whole remaining field is all together. The top 14 throw a blanket over him.
It's just we are 17, even close to the 10 to go. And look at that. He's on the front. Maybe he want to attempt to make it 4 wide, but no, it's going to be too dangerous. And now it's there. Again, Trost.
And Trost just going to try to squeeze on up through the middle. Contact, and there's a big one happening. 2 around. I think just 2 cars involved. And that is Tyquilla and Brendan Trost. And we are still green. And there's a caution.
There you go. Because Gibson came on the back.
And they'll see Trost one more time here. They just ran out of room here. Trying to get a better shot there.
Oh, net code. Really big net code with the Frapporti tried to coming up or something like that. He tried to do it. And yep. That's the races in back race.
Oh, yeah. And Frapporti with the net code and then into the side of Trost up into Ty. I bet you Ty's thinking, oh, my God, Trost did it to me. And I got to say here, I think Trost is kind of a victim of netcode there. It still doesn't make Ty any happier, but their races are now done. And in the meantime, this is just helping Clendy tick off laps that has no one challenging him as, yet again, under caution, he is your leader.
I'm going to say it's helping more. Yeah, for sure. It's helping for Estrada. He cannot come into the pit. So Estrada said now, it should be helping him. At least the other 3 cars on the back is coming to the pit. But at least he can save a little points. Remember, he won yesterday 1. He make points. Let's see if he can make a big points today for the championship.
Yeah, he's going to put his last set of tires on. There you see him going up on the jack. So he's going to full send this thing over the sprint to the finish, which will be about a probably a 12-lap sprint to the finish, as other cars are joining him on pit road doing the same thing. All these cars are good on fuel. He's not probably taking any fuel whatsoever. Lindy is your leader. And then we have Tristan Fortson for Porty in third. Art Reimer with a great race there in the cannabis-sponsored Dallara in P4. Logan Edwards making a normal Logan Edwards type approach to this race. Normally we see him, he creeps in towards the top 5 towards the end of these races, and he's got himself in a position to get a good finish here. Trey Shadid, he loves these drafting tracks. He is in P6. Tiago Bandera started 24th and last in this field. He has the lowest I rating out of all the drivers that took the green flag. He is now in the top 10. A drive to survive strategy for Bandera. He is up in the 7th. Casey Povolonis, boy, he's dodged a bullet, at least one of them tonight. He is now 8th. Antonio Estrada, he's dodged a bullet as well. El Patron is now up to 9th and is looking to try to gain on some points on Tanner Richards. Our points leader is buried down on pit road, trying to get some repairs done. Maybe he can join this field before we finish this race. Vitor Guilherme also went to pit road to get new set of tires. He is in 10th. Mason Mitchum joined him on pit road in the Rocket Pop car. He is in 11th, and Beto Sousa in 12th. All those drivers in the top 10. And Sousa, Bandera, and I think it's just Sousa and Bandera, they are teammates. If they can get hooked up, they can maybe help each other out there. Also, Fazaro, he has rejoined 4 laps down. He is a teammate to those two as well. He might be able to help in the closing laps. Coming to the green flag this time by... Once again, if you're just joining us, this is P1's coverage of round 5 of 12 of the IndyCar Oval Series Tuesday Night Top Split, presented to you by Topia Systems. Coming to you from Kansas, where Clindy currently leads with 13, coming to 12 to go. Make sure to smash the like button, subscribe to the channel so don't miss out on the next race. And here we go. Don't forget your commentary team by sending a donation to our GoFundMe link. Or you can check our link in the description or send us super chats. You can do that in YouTube. Green flag with 12 to go, and they were fanning out in the back, and I think they were trying to get out of everyone's way.
Yeah, I see that in there. I think Estrada is with damage, slow and the restart, and slow in speed. So I think it just tried to survive to the end. But on front is people waving, Rapport is waving. And Fendi just stay there. He must stay there. He doesn't continue.
Give you an idea of speed in these cars. Vitor, big move. Here are the last lap speeds: 2:17, 2:16, 2:18 in the draft, a little bit further back. Clindy to the bottom of the racetrack, and Clindy is going to be making very good friends with the white line for this remainder of this race. He is married to that white line.
Look at Estrada. Now it's in there.
If I was Estrada at this point, I've already kind of tempted fate. I would try to find a place that I could park my car. Oh, whoa, whoa, in that bottom line and just camp out there for the remainder of this race if I could do it. But right now there's Reimers there. He's clear. He'd be doing a Brazilian slide in front of Reimer if he were to do that.
Stay third. Yeah, stay there. But the problem is have a damage. The car is not running. That's the problem for him. He cannot be third. He must to come in. He must to stay in the draft. That's why.
He's going to go to the high side of Porty. He's going to go shoulder to shoulder with the mailman. Guilherme goes down to the apron and comes back up, slides right in front of Bandera. That was almost a moment. Brandon Trost checking in from the Infield Care Center. Not a fan of the strength of field races these days. I hear him. We got a lot of new participants, and also I would say that most of these drivers are not a big fan of the night race, the night race option at I almost said Gateway, I almost said Kentucky, at Kansas here. I think they would all prefer this race to be a day race.
Crash Neon is up front. There we go. Nice decision, Crash.
Crash Neon goes to the apron. Also Mitchell.
Okay. Could we have a night race like a Charlotte? Charlotte is tough at night. It depends how the setup it is and the condition they have on the track. It's super hard. It's lose the car in the exit on turn 4. Why you don't have that kind of race? Or maybe Texas at night also is tough. It's not easy. So why you don't put that stuff in this condition in Kentucky, in Kansas, sorry, to make more difficult and don't have this kind of issue. That could be maybe a good example. Or just put Kansas at day. That's it.
Yeah.
Don't put Kansas at night.
Kansas at day, Las Vegas during the day, Chicagoland during the day. If you want to do a race at night, that doesn't really matter whether you put it during the day or the night. I would say, like, when the meme race is coming around, Daytona, make it a night race. What the heck? It doesn't matter if the Daytona is at night or day. You know, it's going to be the same way. Oh, Estrada hanging on with Mason Mitchum in the rocket pop car up top. Oh, and into the wall. That's going to be your race. That is going to be your race, and Clindy just won the top split.
Don't Estrada finish maybe pass for line 4.
Let's check this out. We go back a little bit in time. A little bit of aero wash there. Starts to come up. I don't think touches him. But Mitchum has the roll out of it. Oh, and it's just a little, oh, yeah, and Povolonis into the wall. I believe those are two teammates took each other out in there, unfortunately.
I'm not sure, but he says something about... Give me 1 second. Oh, the PR. The PR is gone. It was blackout in PR.
Oh, VR?
Yeah, the PR is cut off. That's what it said mission. That's why you see on board, the wheels went straight. And it's not moving. So the moment he crashed, the wheels stay on one position.
Oh,
so the PR
okay.
is disconnected.
No, I thought he was taking evasive maneuver there. As checkered flag for Clindy. Big win for him and his effort to repeat. Tristan Fortson comes home second. He does very well in these drafting races. For Porty, he delivers third place. And Antonio Estrada, he gets the biggest, I guess, gift out of all this, because he is going to gain a little bit more in the championship as we go to Iowa next week.
Iowa.
I think it's Iowa. I think it is. I could be wrong.
I'll let you know.
Yeah, it's Iowa. Second of, we got 2 short ovals this year, so this season.
Nice points by Estrada, to be honest.
And there is Clindy with a win here at one of his favorite tracks. Tristan Fortson second, for Porty third, Estrada fourth. Art Reimer, great finish for Art. In fact, I'm going to guess, and Lewis, who's going to be your LGN driver of the race?
I'm gonna tell you on the end. So just keep going with the.
So Reimer finishes 5th, 17 spots improved. Jeremy in 6th, Tracy in 7th, Logan Edwards 8th, Tiago Bandera, the highest rated or lowest I rating, So he's a 24 ranked driver in this field, comes home in 9th, and he finishes 15 spots better. Beto Sousa comes home in 10th. Povolonis at 11th, Mitchum 12th, Fazaro 13th, Gilson in 14th, Lee 15th, Quilla, Trost, Neon, Mitchell, Wetz, your top 20. Richards, probably is going to be one of his drop weeks, I'm willing to bet. Ponto and 22nd. Pinero, not a finish he was looking for, in 23rd. And Eberhardt, good effort by the driver making his first start. Started at the tail of the pack, drove all the way to the front, challenged, even led a lap, but comes home 24th.
So this is the problem with this kind of races. You can go on the back, and then maybe you can finish the race like Forson did or Fraporte did with 10 or 21 or 17 spot. So it's like when you asking me in Daytona, who's the driver of the day? It's like it's not driver of the day because you can coming back to the front and gain a lot of spots. I know the condition of the track is made to work like that, but also the incidents involved in that. Like I agree with you, maybe Art Reimer is the driver of the day with 17. But if you see the first 5 cars on the front, 20 with 9, 21 Preston, Adriano Farporti 10, Estrada 11, and Art with 17. So it's basically they survived all of this mess in Kansas.
Yeah, as someone that's subscribed to that strategy many times, the Drive to Survive strategy, there's nothing wrong with that. Nothing wrong at all. I do not see Fraporti in chat. I don't know if
I never heard Fraporti talking.
Okay, I don't know if English is a language he speaks at all. If he pops in, we will bring him up. If he wants to send us a message, he can too. That's what we do with Pinero. But there is
not. But if it's not him, it's Estrada in the waiting room actually.
Well, we could maybe do that here, and then if he does pop up, we could bring in Adriano later. But we will bring up Estrada, and here he is. And El Patron joining us in the booth because Fraporti's not here. We have a little extra time that we can talk to you. Man, what a way to save your race, and what a way to improve your positioning in this championship. Creeping ever closer to Tanner Richards, the points leader. A Drive to Survive strategy, getting a new wing there. But during that second half of the race, after you got the wing, was your car damaged also a little bit more? And just you were down on speed, so the importance of staying in the draft was a big part of how you got back up to the front again?
Oh, yeah. It was completely destroyed. It had a ton of damage on the left side, and whenever I tried to go to clean air, it would just like opening a parachute and just go back. So I figured okay, well, my best bet is probably just to stay, in the draft as much as possible. And an avenue kind of opened up because I was 12th or something, and I just threw the car in the middle. It stuck, and I was able to get right behind Tristan, and I was like, oh well, this is good. This is good for me. But yeah, I don't know what happened there with Peter. We just got together, I don't know, and lost that wing. I mean, I was running 4th at the time, so it's fine that I kind of got back to 4th, but I figured that there was a little bit more that I could have done. But anyways, I'm very happy that Twenty won, and I was very sorry to see Ty get caught up in somebody else's wreck.
All right, man. Well, we'll let you go so we can get to the podium interviews. But a great race for you. You gain in the championship a little bit. We don't know exactly how much, but it's going to be a little bit closer going to Iowa. But we will see you when we have our IIS race this Saturday, 2 p.m. Eastern time at Montreal.
Yeah. See you there, everybody. And thank you, guys. See you later.
And that is Antonio Estrada. Let's bring up Treston Fortson, who finished second here. And here is Treston Fortson finishing second today in the Rocket Track Racing Squad Dallara. And Treston, you like these drafting tracks a whole lot, and you kind of showed it. You drafted up from a 23rd starting spot to the second step on the podium. A little bit of that was a good strategy on your part for a fuel save during that first stint, and you gained a lot of track position because of that timely caution. But once you got up there, you were a player the entire time. Talk about your race, and especially navigating through traffic to get up to the lead pack.
Yeah, so just being very patient and picking my spots. I ran most of that first stint in map 5 and was just kind of passing people when they went to the bottom and got stuck in traffic.
Where'd you kind of pick that up? And is that something you picked up when you were, racing in practice, or you just kind of stumbled into that? Hey, man, I'm passing people on map 5 when everyone else is kind of bottlenecking on the bottom lane. When did you decide that the map 5 staying on the high side was the way to go?
I've used that strategy in a couple of official races before this. It's just something I figured out on my own. If you put that right rear tire up on the seam, it's like riding the cushion on a dirt track.
All right, well, there you go, people. Gives away the strategy for free. Well, any shout outs, friends, family, sponsors, anyone you want to say hi to for this P2 here today?
Shout out Team Track, Daniel Durazo, Mohammed Amir, Rusty Plant, and shout out the road guys for letting me run with them tonight.
Well, congratulations. Even led a lap to boot. Treston Fortson comes home in second here on the top split. We'll see you when we head to Iowa next week.
See you then.
And let's bring up Clindy here momentarily. Here's Clindy. All right, Clindy, first question. Does your wife know that you were married to that white line all second half of that race?
It's a secret.
Well, talk about your race, man. The biggest thing for you was, man, that caution fell at the perfect time for you.
Yeah, I mean, I had seen some people who were kind of scaring me a little bit, so I was kind of vibing where I felt like I could dodge and had room to my left and right. And sadly, Adriano, I think, got hit by that, and then Ty got hit by that. So at different points in the race, but the yellow fell perfectly for me, and I was able to jump over for Porty in the pit lane, just because I executed better. And then from there, it was really, really easy. I just had to put a little bit of wheel in and not lift. Well, I lifted a little bit, so that way Porty couldn't clear Treston.
Right.
I just wanted Treston to be right on my right flank. And so a couple of times I would lift in the middle of 1 and 2 or 3 and 4, just so Treston, I wouldn't clear myself, and then Porty could wiggle his way in there.
Yeah, we did notice, certainly during that first stint, when especially early in the race, when we had the comers and the goers, that you were just kind of hanging around 10th spot, right where you started. You'd made a move up to the front. I think you decided at that point it's a little too hairy up here, so you kind of fade back to the mid pack. What was the biggest cause of you moving back? I mean, is it unpredictability of some of the drivers that we're not familiar with kind of not holding their lines, or everyone was just kind of elbows out in a race that really didn't contribute to getting your elbows out much?
Well, I think there was a key point when Adriano, Pinheiro, and Tanner Richards, something happened in the tri-oval, and I had to check. I slammed on the brakes to not kill Tanner. And from there, I just kind of naturally lost 2 or 3 spots because I had to lose so much momentum. And then I'm like, that's kind of scary up there. I guess I'll just save more fuel. So I mapped down to map 4 and just kind of hung out and made sure I had plenty of room on my left and right so I could dodge anything in front of me. And then wanted to save to extend the cycle, and I pushed at the end so that way I could be in position to pit from 2nd or 3rd on track. And then the yellow came out, I had 2 gallons left, so I was going to go 4 more laps or whatever, and just happened to fall my way today.
Well, next up is Iowa, another racetrack we know that you like and you enjoy going to.
I used to like it, Gary. I used to like it.
They changed it. Yes, they did. But it's still corn country. We know you're a big fan of corn country. And with that, that's a good segue. So you can mention your sponsors and shout out friends and family and anyone else you want to. Go right ahead for getting this win here tonight on the Top Split.
Yeah, shout outs to everybody who tuned in tonight. My mom, my cousin Craig, who runs Sugarman Farms in Mononk, Illinois. My friends Hillary and Catherine from Champaign-Urbana, and anybody else who may have tuned in. So that, and then the Votive Racing League. We're going to be back at Motegi in Japan, where they grow rice and cherry blossoms and all sorts of other things that aren't corn. But we'll be racing around that 1.5 mile race there with a setup that I hope is really good. Shane has told me that it should be pretty good, so I hope to put on a good show Sunday night at 8 p.m. on P1 Broadcasting. So thanks to all you guys at the channel who put this on, and then thanks to all my Rogue teammates. I know they had my back tonight, even if misfortune struck Ty and Tony, but Tony was able to recover, which is pretty cool to see. And then thanks to all the VRL guys, the Votive Racing Manufacturing, and the Track Rocket guys who ran with us today in comms. Like, we all just kind of hung out and had a party. It was pretty fun.
All right, well, congratulations on the win. We'll see you when we stay in corn country a week from now when we go to Iowa.
Thanks, Gary. See you then.
I'm telling you, Clindy needs to, next Valentine's Day, needs to buy a Valentine's Day card for the white line here at Kansas, because that's how close he was with the white line the second half of this race. He never left the white line, and that's what we call the old IRL line around this place. Because these night races, you know, once you get to the top groove or get that line above the bottom groove, the car just stalls out. You can't really clear the leader when they're on the bottom on these intermediate tracks at night races in IndyCar. It just the bottom line is that dominant, and that's if you stay on it, you never leave it. It's going to get you the win, and that's kind of what Clindy got here today. He used all his experience to his advantage, camped out on that line and got the win. But it also helped that he got a good and a timely caution that really helped his fuel stave strategy.
Yeah, it was when he came into the pit, he gained the position of Victor on that and he claimed first, and he did a good job. So not much to say about Kansas, to be honest. It's really no too much analysis of what's happened today. It's just the only thing is we thought is maybe Brandon's gonna win the race because he qualified first. He did a good job over there, and the problem is when you're thinking about the best decision is coming in first, that's happened. The yellow flag is out, and also some people is not pay attention about this coming somebody to the pit. You have to avoid this person, and that's the other thing. I really thank you to Craig Forsyth, because at that time I remember in Lionheart, I mentioned I put it in. I have a Greg for somebody. And Forsyth told me, hey, you have to do this adjustment in your inside to everyone hear you and everyone can listen to you when you say put it in. So you have to check that. It's a lot of tutorials in internet when it happened that. It's always happened when you have a pack race, especially in Daytona, or I said Indianapolis, when everybody's coming in the same pack. Also too is a lot of help with that. So like I just said, it's coming Iowa next week. And then we follow that. We have a Nashville. So two different ways to going for. And in the fixed series, we have a short track with the new scan on Iowa. We already did. We already visit on Dark Horse, but in DW12 we went full throttle, little bit lifting a little bit there, but maybe it's gonna be different, more grip, maybe less bumpy, maybe more pass in the high line. Not be scary about that bumpies happen in the turn 2. It's gonna be a little more entertainment of that. And then Nashville in 2 weeks. Well, Nashville, tough for sure. So we're gonna see big guys in Iowa and Nashville, and then Pocono with I hope Jacobs stay around for the Triple Crown. No pay because they take it off the victory from Daytona. So, anyways, see you next week, and also see you this Sunday for the Votive in Motegi. So, yep, good race, and congrats for Clendy for the victory.
All right, well, that's going to do it here for tonight. Let's get on out of here. That's it for another exciting race, but sometimes these night races at Kansas become a little anticlimactic, but definitely was exciting at some points, but not necessarily in the way that we were really looking forward to it, as much of the field came across some sort of incident or hardship, but Clendy survives, and he gets the win. Tristan Fortson comes home in second spot, improves 21 spots to come home second, and for Porty improves 10 spots to come home in third. And I guess the big story out of this also is Antonio Estrada is going to creep in a little bit closer to our points leader, Tanner Richards. Tanner finishes 21st. Antonio had a little bit of a hardship in this race, had to come to pit road, get a new wing, car was damaged, and he still managed to bring the thing home in fourth in a good points-paying day for him. So that is your podium and big stories coming out of this week. Join us again next week for round 6, week 6 of season 3 of 2025 of the IndyCar Oval Series Tuesday Night Top Split, presented by Topia Systems, as the teams and drivers stay in corn country and head to Iowa Speedway for our second of 2 short ovals of the season. Coverage begins around 8:15 p.m. Eastern Time. Again, that's 8:15 p.m. Eastern. Remember, for the correct broadcast time in your area, you can check us out right here at YouTube at youtube.com/@P1 Broadcasting for all the times you need to know when we're going live. Hey, we love bringing these races to you, but not easy, require time and money to produce. If you share a passion for the sport of IndyCar and have enjoyed our coverage of the IndyCar Oval Series Tuesday Night Top Split, please take time to visit our GoFundMe page. The link is in the description, and it's also pinned in chat to donate to our 2025 broadcast fund. We realize times are tough, so any contribution would be greatly appreciated, and we thank you for watching to make us a part of your Tuesday evenings each and every week. Now, as you know, YouTube algorithm game is unforgiving and it's not an easy one to play, so please help support P1 with the weekly grind. Leave a comment below. Let us know your thoughts on tonight's race. If you enjoyed tonight's coverage, support us by smashing like in the video. If you're new, click subscribe, and while you're at it, hit the bell for weekly reminders so don't miss out on more of P1's other iRacing programming, including tomorrow night. The Horizon IndyCar Series continues its Season 2 campaign with a stop at Kentucky Speedway for their first intermediate oval of the season. Coverage starts at 8 p.m. Eastern Time right here on P1. Promotional consideration paid for by the following: Topia Systems. Topia Systems is the presenting sponsor of the Tuesday Night Top Split here on P1. Topia is where quality and affordability go full throttle. From custom rigs to powerful pre-builds, Topia delivers top-tier performance without all the sticker shock. Built with premium parts and backed by a team that really cares, every system is tuned for gaming greatness. Topia Systems, built right, price right, game on. To learn more, check out their links in the description. Simrat Market is your go-to source for iRacing paint templates and broadcast resources. From clean base liveries to pro-level design assets, Simrat Market has everything you need to build your brand on track. Visit simratmarket.com. Download, customize, race. Track cams for this race are provided by Whiplash Sim Cams. Get the most out of your iRacing experience with Whiplash. To learn more about Whiplash, like them on Facebook or follow them on X, Instagram. Links are in the description for business inquiries. To learn more about P1 and what we do, you can like us on Facebook, you can follow us on X, and you can also follow us on Instagram. You can also check out all our social links on Linktree. All the links you need are in the description. So for Justin Petschauer, who's not feeling well tonight, and hope he feels better, Luis Gonzalez-Nunez, everyone here at P1 and Topia Systems, I'm Gary Gatto saying to all good night and thanks for watching, and all of our men and women serving in the military and its first responders, Godspeed, God bless, and come home safe. Catch us again right here next week in Iowa for the next race of the IndyCar Oval Series Tuesday night top split on P1, presented by Topia Systems. Good night, everybody.